Hello, grandkids. This day is something very special. I am going to read to you a story, and this story was actually written by Mema. Yes, can you believe that? It was a story I wrote a long time ago because I wanted to talk a little bit about neurodiversity and autism. This story talks about that autism is a type of neurodiversity and is just means that brains can be different from one another. And before I read the story to you, I'm going to give you an example of what neurodiversity is. I'm going to use Mema's cats, Gizmo and Abby. Gizmo and Abby have different types of brains. Gizmo has a brain that likes water. Gizmo loves to play in the water, and Abby does not. They have different brain types because Gizmo's brain says, water's fun, and Abby's brain says, water is not fun. So here's a little example of that. So this is Mema's cat Gizmo, who thinks water is fun. His brain tells him water is fun, and he loves to play in the water. There we go. And there's other cats that don't like water. Oh, nope. Nope, she doesn't want to play with water. She doesn't like water. So some cats think water is not fun. Isn't that silly how Gizmo plays in the water and Abby doesn't like the water? It's interesting how their brains are so different. And you know that Gizmo also likes a storm. Whenever there's a storm outside, there's thunder and there's lightning, and Gizmo goes outside and he looks around and he wants to see, ooh, what's that? The storm doesn't say danger to him, but to Abby and also our other cat, Susie Q, the storm means danger. Two different brain types. So I'm going to tell you about the big storm. And this was actually a social story that Mema wrote for a little girl and named Elizabeth to help her get through her neurotype to help her get back to school again. Elizabeth goes to school. There are many children in her classroom. There are desks, chairs, pencils, and a teacher. One day when Elizabeth was at school, it was raining outside. The rain came down harder and it made a lot of noise. The rain kept coming down and the sky became darker. Oh, look at the lightning. Flash. Boom. Elizabeth covered her ears because the sound was so loud. Elizabeth shut her eyes because the flash of light was so bright and it was so scary. Boom, boom, flash, boom. All the lights in the school turned off. The electricity went out. Elizabeth's heart beat fast, so fast that it hurt. This was so scary. Elizabeth wanted to get away from the rain, the boom, and the flash, so she hid under the table. Mom came to pick Elizabeth up from school, and Mom saw that Elizabeth was scared. They went home. Elizabeth did not want to go outside the house when it was raining. The rain was with the boom, the flash, and the darkness. When it was time to go to school again, Elizabeth cried and she said, "No!" Elizabeth was not going to go to school. Mom did rhythmic movement therapy, exercises with Elizabeth to help Elizabeth's heart slow down and to help her breathe deeper and slower. Like that, Elizabeth was able to go to school again. One day at school, Elizabeth's teacher was showing the class how people, plants, and animals need water. Everything needs water, huh? And water comes from the rain. Plants need water to grow. Wheat is a plant. Elizabeth thought, wheat makes flour and flour makes dough. Tomatoes are plants. Elizabeth thought, tomatoes are used to make tomato sauce. I think maybe Elizabeth likes dough and tomato sauce, maybe. Animals need water to live. Cows need water to make milk. Elizabeth thought again, milk makes cheese. She likes cheese too. When the air holds lots of water droplets, clouds form. If a lot of water droplets gather in the clouds become heavy. Gravity causes the water droplets to fall as rain. See, all the cloud has all the heaviness and it's raining down on the barn there. When it was almost time for school to be over, it started to rain outside. Ooh. Elizabeth looked out the window and saw the clouds getting darker. She saw the rain coming down harder, and it was making a loud sound. Elizabeth was thinking of all that rain outside and how the rain helps makes dough, sauce, and cheese. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? This time, Elizabeth's heart did not beat fast. She breathed slowly and deeply. Suddenly, there was a big flash and a boom. Elizabeth had a big smile on her face because the boom sound to her said, "Pizza!" Oh! Mom was waiting for Elizabeth after school. Elizabeth ran to Mom and said, "Mom, do you see all this water from the sky? It makes me hungry for pizza." Now, whenever it rains outside, Elizabeth thinks of all the good things getting water. Let's name some now. What are some other good things that needs water? I can think of fruit trees. Oh, yes, they need water. Whenever there is a flash and a loud boom and the sky is yelling pizza or another delicious food that water needs. See, there's Elizabeth. The next time the sky is dark or it is raining or there are flashing lights or a big boom, Elizabeth yells out a delicious food made with water. So you can make a list of delicious food the sky shouts out too. See? And that's the end. So isn't that fun? What we did was we reframed Elizabeth's thinking. We were able to help her think of good things that came out of the things that scared her. So maybe Abby can reframe her thinking too and get used to some water. But she does like water because she does drink it. She just doesn't want to play in it like Gizmo. And you know what? That's okay too. Yes, Everybody's got different brains, and it's okay. And we need to be kind to people that have different brains. Gizmo, the cat, should not make fun of Abby or Susie Q if they're afraid of water or afraid of lightning, because their brains are different. They should be kind to each other, huh? And so should children be kind to each other. I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. I love you, grandkids. Read you later.